Hey. I hate this. Fucking hate this when you cannot get the pin out. So we need to find a way to do this. To attach, basically to attach the L lift arm to the roof in a way. So that it's, well, easy, fun to build and install. That's important. So we cannot do it the way we had it before, because that would suck, I think, and that wouldn't look good. But how? Because I don't want to build a double stack roof as is. So we had this here, and then this guy down there. This guy down there. And then this connector. But this is not okay because you know, we want this part of the roof to be smooth, and if we have this connector here, it's gonna look like crap, very busy, and So my idea would be, I don't know, and this would not be the optimal way to do it, to use these holes here to do something. I don't know. Or we could, I don't know, use lift arms in such a capacity to, have one here and have another one here. That would probably be, well, here, but that would probably be the better option, I guess. Yeah. So we would have it basically the way we had it now. Like this. Let me see if I can have some of these lift arms in red. No. I don't have any 13 stud lift arms in red for whatever reason. But I do have these. Wait, do I have? Oh, I do have these. Okay, yeah, whatever. So what we would do here we are going to change this guy. So we're gonna use this here, like that, and like that. Okay, and this guy like that. Okay, right. This is probably our best bet. Yeah. This is as strong as possible. See? So the only thing why this can move is because this part can move, which is, you know, now we have to make sure that this part here doesn't move. See? So this can now move. See, everything here is kind of moving. Ideally, we are going to connect this back part of the roof to this part here, so that, you know, so that this is kind of stable with this here. I don't know what we're gonna do, but you know that this is what we have to do. So connecting this to the frame here to create a really stable stable roof, and this is gonna, you know, this is gonna make sure that everything is gonna be more well, firm, or you know, whatever you want to call it, firmer, I guess. So let's do the other side as well. While we're at it, there. It is. That's why we need to make sure it doesn't. It's not slightly bending; it's bending quite a lot. So we need to make sure that this is fixed, and then we can do the other things. And here, I guess we are gonna have to use something like this, I guess. So now that we've done this, we need to fix the rear here. And we're gonna see how much the roof bends or not. You know, what we have to do now is the roof is now literally pinned in by 4 pins. So the 4 pins on the firewall. So this, and the other 2 on the other side, and this is all that's holding it in, which is not a lot. And you know, we need to fix this. So we need to see what we can do here in the rear. Obviously, what we're gonna have, like, the body is gonna flare like this, and in the rear, where's the rear part? In the rear we have this here. Ish, you know. This doesn't bear any weight, so this is, you know, this isn't really preventing the roof from flexing too much. We need a bit more than this. Yes, it's adding these two. So adding these two adds a lot. They're not useless at all. They do make sure that this doesn't move that much. However, you know, we need little something more than this. Yeah, because, you know, what happens also is this, which is not okay. So basically, this is the roll hoop of the whole car. So this needs to be really, really strong. And you know, this just isn't very confidence inspiring. So you want to grab the car by the roof and carry it. Yeah. I mean, these are obviously, these are also gonna help prevent this from happening. You know, yeah, this, I mean, all of this is pretty good actually. I'm actually surprised that this works this well. To be honest, I'll be damned. To be honest, we don't need to do anything. That's it. That's it. Like literally, the rear part and this and the A-pillars do all the work. Five X3 lift arm is enough, really. Yeah, I could buy that. Yeah. So then we have an easier time doing this here, I guess. I'm Victor. I'm on YouTube because the discovery of my content is actually, well, better on YouTube than on Twitch. On Twitch, there's basically no content discovery. Like literally, you advertise it and people will see it. You don't advertise it, people will never find it. Here on YouTube, I guess people do find you. Yeah. What I would need to know is if the solution that I have in the back here, if the angle is actually correct. I have no idea. I bought this, you know. So the angle here. So what we have here, I completely eyeballed this. I don't know if this needs to be steeper or not. I have literally no idea. So you know, whatever it is, yeah. But you know, even if we do the L lift arm that Ben said, you know, having the A pillars and let's say the C pillars is enough. It stabilizes the roof and it cannot go anywhere. It's like really, it's like really stiff, stiff, not stiff, stiff. It's stiff. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I actually don't have the CAD stuff. That's Christian has the CAD stuff, and I think Ben, they can tell me if this is, you know, if the slope is enough or if it needs to be steeper. Yeah. Okay, so one more thing that I would really like to do before we start doing bodywork, now that everything is still exposed, and one thing that really doesn't, I it doesn't give me the satisfaction that I'm seeking, is the rear anti-roll bar. So I was thinking, you know, in the real car, the anti-roll bar is, yeah, I think it needs to be a bit lower as well, but I don't know how much. So we'll leave it for the next stream, and till then we're gonna discover how much. But today, what I want to do is the anti-roll bar. So the anti-roll bar that we have here is not in the correct position. The real anti-roll bar is attached to the top here. Okay, so to the top here, and what I would like to do is use these here and do something like this. So the original anti-roll bar is located like here, and it's pushed directly by the wheel hub, you know. And I would like this to be the case with our thing as well. So I would use probably this here, probably on the inside here, so we can get it a little bit lower, and then I would like to use these here. So I would like to use it like that. That would be our rear anti-roll bar. Obviously, we would turn this spring here around, so we could go further inside. But this is what I would like to do. First of all, this is more realistic. It's the angles and everything are gonna be as realistic as possible. The function is gonna be better. You know, all the jazz. All the only thing that we're gonna have to do is just make it so that we can remove the center axle of the anti-roll bar when installing and removing the engine. But you know, that's exactly what happens in the real car as well. You have to remove the anti-roll bar, rear anti-roll bar, to extract the engine. You know, so realism. You know, so let's take the wheel hub up. Let's take the wheel hub out and see what we can do. So this one is going to be turned inwards, like that. Okay, we are not going to have our anti-roll bar here at the bottom. That is definitely not happening. Okay, so I would like our anti-roll bar to be connected like somewhere here. So we have to probably, ideally, change this here for this and put this inside and have it like this. However, this has a disadvantage. So while it would look feasible as an anti-roll bar, this system here is not gonna happen. So it needs to be angled something like this. This has the problem that we have very little scope in this direction. So what to do? One way would be to have a socket like that, which we cannot do because we don't have any parts that would allow us to have a socket here. So the only way that we could do this realistically would be to have a socket you know, somewhere here inside, and then, you know, since this moves more or less up and down, it doesn't affect this angle much. So if we angled it a little bit inwards, it should be fine, if you know what I mean. So when moving up and down, this angle doesn't change a lot, so we should be fine. But we need to provide a socket for it here. How do we do that? It needs to look up there. It could be this as well. Could be this as well. But then the problem is connecting this axle. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, I think I know how we're gonna do this. There's not much that we can do, but we can do this. So let me bring you a little bit closer. Okay, so let's take this apart a little bit. We need to do this anyway. So this thing is gonna go away. I'm going to replace it with this here. So it's gonna be like that. So this thing is gonna go away. And instead we are going to use this here. In this fashion. Like that. Here we can put this in. Like that. Okay? This is pretty much the way it's done in the real car. And obviously we need to make sure that this has somewhere to sit. So we need to re-engineer the part in here, which we're gonna do by adding this part here. Like that. And we're gonna use this here. And we can use this here. Like that. We have the same functionality than before, with the added attachment for the anti-roll bar. And this is our anti-roll bar attachment. Best I can do. Now let's put this back into the car. There. Everything is the same as before, but we have our anti-roll bar. Okay, now we need to angle it a little bit. Oh, you cannot see anything. Sorry. I gotta take this away so you can see better. So now we have to angle it a little bit and position it in a way where it can function. So I don't know. Something like this. Okay, let's see. This is just a test. First, we need to see if this is even feasible in any way, shape, or form, or we are just bullshitting. So first we're gonna do just this. No, just to see if there's enough clearance everywhere. Right now it's not hitting anything. I cannot position the camera in a better way, but you know, we should be able to see in this scenario, you know, if we have clearance for everything, if you know what happens. Let's check it out. Okay. Yeah. No, it works. It works. Who would have thought? It's it doesn't affect the range of motion, and it's exactly in the position where it should be in the real car. So I am pretty happy with this. Let's see if the gearbox has room. That's the more interesting part. Does the gearbox have room, or do we have to make concessions? Okay. So let's place this here. Whoopsie daisy. Okay. I guess we can redesign this. We can definitely redesign this a little bit. First of all, the anti-roll bar can be shaped differently. So it's not necessary for it to be just a straight line. It can be like in the, I think we did it in the Sierra. It can be, you know, shaped like a U. You know, like in a real car, it's shaped like a U usually. Yeah, that we can do, absolutely, and then it would not be a problem. So we can have a 4-stud axle here, a 4-stud axle on the other side, which we would pull out, and then the whole U shape goes out, and it would fit under this here, or it would go here in the front. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, you know, interesting. Yeah. The relocation of the anti-roll bar does free up some space in the rear. So in the rear, we suddenly have room under here where we didn't have before because there was the anti-roll bar, and we can maybe do the rear cover better, which we should probably, and we can. It's probably gonna be yeah, probably advisable if we do this better. But here on top, yeah, ideally, you know, it would be straight, but it's then we cannot attach this to anything, not realistically, except you're thinking what I'm thinking, except if we use this here. So if we use this here, let's see, this here, if we use it like this, it covers this hole, yeah, but then it does not cover this, so nah, that's not realistic. That's not realistic. What do you mean to pin all the open ends down? So obviously you know, the support for these frames. What I have here is, you know, just temporary. I have no idea how this needs to be shaped. So, you know, me removing this here for the sake of the anti-roll bar is perfectly all right. Yeah, I mean, the goal is here to jump over the connector. What we need to keep in mind, though, why 0.5? Yeah, we're gonna do the double 0.5 beams. Yeah, these. Yeah. Sorry, I was I thought you wanted to use the crankshaft pieces, which I'm allergic to. So yeah, we're gonna use those. Oh, you mean like that? Yeah, okay. I thought you were using pins. Yeah. What is left to do? Basically, rear quarter panels, front wings, front hood, um, rear bumper, front bumper, door frame. So we still need the window shape on the door, seats, dashboard, engine cover. These are the major things. So from the outside. So basically, rear quarter panels, uh, the arches, front wings with the arches, hood, front bumper, rear bumper, and you know, someone probably needs to do the front headlights, the clear ones in CAD, because before I am gonna order bricks for that, I want them to be visible in CAD. We know the dimensions of them, so um, we can do this in CAD. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm gonna replicate this on the other side, and let's see. You know, let's see how this looks. Come on. Okay. Let's do the same on the other side. Yeah, I'm gonna remove this for now. No, just don't mention the crankshaft parts. I'm allergic to them. People want to use those crankshaft parts in ways that are very inappropriate. The crankshaft parts are very fragile and are only good for very few applications. One more. Mm-hmm. What? there. This guy here, like this. Okay, yeah. This is gonna go away. That. Here we have this here. And yeah, this is gonna be changed for this guy here. There we go. There we go. Okay. Go. Okay. Go. What? Whatever. Okay, this one needs to turn around. Okay. That's okay. There we go. And now we have this here. On this side, this here. There. So now in between them, we are going to have the anti-roll bar. Which is gonna be made out of where is here? Fire. Okay. Sam, where is here? I have no idea where here is. In Europe, it's night as well. I mean, obviously, we have it's dark outside. So what we're gonna do here is, I don't know if we are gonna place it up there or we would place it like this. We're gonna try. I am pretty sure that those ball joints are not gonna pop out. But we're gonna test it right now. We are going to test it, obviously. So first, let's see which position of this would be better. Probably this. Going up like this, and see, yeah, like a champ. See, they're not popping out. The meme in Discord where Oh God. Right. Well, if you're doing your math homework, turn off the stream. So, you know, this works a treat. And yeah, now obviously what we need to do is provide a what the real car as well has. There's a transverse beam in the real car that holds the engine, and of course the car together as well. So ideally we would use something like this, but we can also do something more interesting. I don't know. um, yeah, this is gonna be changed. Don't don't pay too much attention to this. Only one motor is hooked up anyway, because we figured out that two different motors are, you know, uh, working against each other. With memes, I don't know. How do I keep my viewers? I don't know. But what can I say? I cannot say uh, keep watching and fail your math test or whatever, and don't have homework. You cannot say the excuse cannot be, oh, I was watching stream of an old guy building Lego. That's why I don't have my math homework. That's kind of weird. So yeah, I mean, we can put uh, this piece in here. It's not gonna interfere with anything. Um, but then we don't have anything to hold the engine. Yeah, exactly. So how do we support the engine? I'm thinking of doing kind of a piece here. So this is being wedged between the let me see. Just a second. Just a second. Mm, such a shame that. Such a shame that. So it's such a shame that we don't have any corresponding pinholes anywhere here in this vicinity. Ideally, my hand is in the way as well. Ideally, we would, just use some pins that would hold this down. Damn it. I want to use as few parts as possible. But I guess, yeah, that's how we're gonna do this. Bear with me here. Bear with me. So, see these here. We're gonna use this here, like that. And then we're gonna use these here. So we pop this on here, like that, like that. Job done. Let me reposition the camera. So basically, you see, we have secured the engine and the gearbox in the car, so this cannot move anymore. And it, see, a little bit of movement, but that's okay. Imagine these are rubber bushings, but you know, this is pretty much in the same place as in the real car. It does the same job. So one, you see the blue pins here, the blue axle pins locate the gearbox in the lower part, and these axles locate it in the upper part. And here in the front, we have these red axles that slot in here, and these are the 3 points where the entire gearbox is located. So it's not pinned anywhere else, only these 3 things, and that's it. That's it. Yep, that is it. That's enough. So the frame here, the frame here is doing double duty or triple duty, whatever. It's basically being the holder for the gearbox, and it's the thing holding the rear part of the car together. And this is very good. And the anti-roll bar is not hitting anything. It's not touching anything, not hitting anything. It's beautiful. And it sits exactly where it should sit. So it sits exactly yeah, servo shifting mechanism, that's something that's still keeping me up. This is something that I don't know how to do. We do need to make it remote controlled, but I am completely out of ideas at the moment. So we are focusing on other things to get things done, because I don't want. I mean, we can do the shifting mechanism at any time, but we do need to start finishing the looks of the car and everything. So while I'm having a creative pause with this and maybe get some ideas, we are focusing on other stuff. No, that's just how it has to be. So yeah, if we want to get the whole thing here out, we need to unpin these pins. It's easiest to have them like this. We remove the frame. We push these anti-roll bars a little bit out. Take this out, and voila! The whole gearbox is ready to be extracted. You know, and you can clearly see, you know, how it's connected here in the front. So they sit here in the lift arm, and you just slide everything in, like in the real car. Like in the real car, the installation of the engine and gearbox is exactly the same. You pulled it out exactly the same. I saw videos on how it's done. On if anybody of you know Harry's garage. Harry has a Countach, and the Countach was recently in service, and this is exactly how they pulled the engine out. And the engine and gearbox looks like this. The engine is on top, the gearbox case is here. This is exactly like this in the cabin. The only difference is really the bulkier part here in the rear that we have, because we have the motors built into the whole thing, but the rest is exactly like this. So I'm very happy that we managed to do this as we did. And Ben is discording me. Let's see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see about that. But I'm more interested. Other than this, I'm more interested. This can be interpreted in many ways. We'll probably revisit this, but I'm more interested in the angle of the rear slope. Is that the correct angle, or does it have to be a different angle? That's important because we are starting to build the rear, and kind of need to know how it's gonna be shaped. Yeah. So let's, we don't need the gearbox inside right now. Ah, sorry. We need to put this in first. There. So I can put the wheels back on. Okay. And it's like really sturdy. I like it. Now that everything is everything structural more or less is in. The whole chassis of the car feels really solid. It feels really solid for what it is. Where it matters. So when if I grab it here, in between the front suspension and here in the rear, and twist it, yes, you can see it twist a little bit, but the real car twists a little bit as well. The Countach is known for cracks here in the rear, stress cracks. Because it's such a big open space with the engine and stuff, it's bound to flex a little bit, but it flexes very little, and the overall feel of the car is really solid. Probably the most solid feel of any car that we did so far on the stream. So I'm really happy with this, and it's so light. It's gonna be heavier a little bit with the bodywork, but the structure and everything is pretty light. The weight of the wheels is irrelevant because they are not part of the suspended mass of the car. Yeah, but it's always like this in engineering discussions. It's always gonna be like this. Yeah, I really like the rear suspension. This is really realistic looking, and it feels realistic, and yeah. Front is a little bit soft with just single springs, but we're gonna use the hardest springs available, and it's gonna be okay, I guess. I mean, when driving around on real surfaces, when did this happen? I don't know. When driving around on real surfaces, you want the suspension to be relatively soft in a car like this. So it's gonna be okay. Yeah. Okay, so to recap what needs to be done. Let me install this so it doesn't look that empty. So what we need to do: door frame, so front wing, front bodywork, so hood, shaping the bumper, rear quarter panel, hood, seats, dashboard. So yeah, I mean, it's more or less the exterior, and seats and everything. The seats are really gonna add to it. Yeah. And yeah, the front here. So the front light cluster in front of the pop-up headlights. This needs to be designed in CAD probably. Um, we agreed on the motor for the opening mechanism of the pop-up headlights. It's going to be the micro motor, and it should be powerful enough to open it, and weak enough so that we can manually open it as well with the motor connected. But one thing that I really don't know how to do yet is, of course, the shifting. So the shifter, I don't know how we're gonna do that. We have to do that. We have to do it, but I don't know how yet. We'll see. We'll see. I probably need to have a weekend afternoon just staring at it and going through all of the options, and then maybe it will come to me. Yeah. And underneath, so it's this camera. Let me hold on. Yeah, let me take the camera out of the stand. Will be a little bit better. Yeah, I have to try that as well. I have to try that stupid thing with the yellow. I don't know. I don't know if Monday is a day off, to be honest. We are not as religious as you Austrians, but I don't know. I'm not religious at all, but who knows? I'll ask. I'll ask if it's a day off. Anyway, but I wanted to go through the underbody of the car. Basically, the front, I don't think we're gonna change anything here, other than the making the springs stiffer. We do need to, address. Come on, focus. Focus. Come on. Come on. Let me shed some light on this. Will you please focus? Thank you. So we need to make some sort of thing here in the front to make this look better. I don't know how yet, but I'm gonna think of something. We'll see. Underneath, come on. Here in the front, we don't have really much to say, but here in the rear, where we have the attachment points of the rear suspension, I think we can do a little bit better here. There's some scope for improvement, especially I don't want this to happen. For some reason, I don't feel like this is something that should happen. When the gearbox is in, this is not gonna happen because the gearbox is preventing this. But when you don't have a gearbox in and you accidentally grab the car like this, you're gonna have a hard time. Yeah, probably we probably have Easter Monday off as well. Yeah, most likely, most likely. Um, and here in the rear, we'll see. Uh, here in the rear, we need to see what to do now that we don't have the anti-roll bar here so low. We are probably gonna change things a little bit here, and because the exhaust is gonna be here already, so yeah, we probably need to rethink this part here a little bit to make more room. Now that we are not gonna have um, what? What, pen? Oh my god. Hast du Lack gesoffen? Yeah. So I think we did pretty good job. Pretty good job so far. These cavities here are probably gonna be empty because there's just nothing to put in there. Maybe we can dress them up with, I don't know, fake radiators or something after, as a finishing touch to make the build more detailed and everything after most of the important bits are completed. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the front suspension I'm really, really proud of. We did a really good job here. Steering angle could be bigger, but to be honest, I drove this outside, and it's fine. When driving outside, you don't really need a bigger steering angle. What you do need, or what we would need, is more speed. That would be welcome, but not with these motors. If we could build this car with the more powerful buggy motors, that would be something. That would be quite something. Because the chassis and the suspension and I guess the gearbox would take it, and are designed. I mean, the chassis is designed to be driven by driven much faster, because it was when I drove it with the motors like that on in the yard. It was really unchallenged. It was like the chassis was like, what, what the fuck is this? Put me to work. Don't insult me with these puny motors. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I had the money, I would instantly buy them, but it's always like this. Uh, I have to budget my funds carefully, because this year I am also rebuilding the E30 in real life, which is gonna be a pretty costly affair, and I really can't invest too much in Lego. Uh, yeah, so that's that. Come on. Yeah, the micro motor and servo I will definitely buy. Definitely. We need those. So this all works as it should. No, I probably won't. I probably won't. I mean, I can have a small stream every now and then with the phone, filming with the phone. I guess. Um, but um, it's not realistic because I don't have the equipment. I have, you know, when I'm gonna build it or rebuild it, everything's gonna be dirty. I'm gonna be, grinding on it and stuff like that. So I don't see this being streamed. 3x2 cross block. No, I can't. I cannot because the engine is there. So I cannot move that. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I will definitely try to do some walkarounds and stuff like that, and post it in some way or another. Definitely. But like a stream or something, no, that's probably not gonna happen. Um, when I do stuff like that, I always document it with pictures. So I every time I restore either a car or rebuild an engine, I make really a lot of pictures because pictures are very good for reference. I can see what I did. On pictures, I usually better see stuff than when I'm actually there because I can analyze them, I can enhance them, I see more. Um, you know, trust me, there's no space. Once the gearbox is in, this cavity here, once the gearbox is in, is full. Let me demonstrate. Yeah. Because I crashed it in 2016. The car is crashed. I have a new body for it. The new body needs to be, uh, well, fixed, all the rust, painted. Then all the stuff from the old car needs to be transferred over. And I need to buy quite a bit of parts still. The engine needs to be rebuilt because with when the crash happened, the front of the engine was damaged. So it's I forgot the enter bar, of course. Integrali. We don't understand Cyrillic here. come on. Yeah, it was a 320. It is a 325i. Yeah, we're talking real cars now. Yeah. So, Sam, see, now that the engine is in, there is absolutely no room for whatever you wanted to put in. It's filling out the entire space here. See, but this frame here makes it good. Oh, hey, hello, Integrate. So this frame makes everything okay. So it's fine. And it's actually quite interesting seeing everything installed here. You know. Hey, Integrate. Well, Russia is not very popular lately. Okay. But with everything in here, I can see that the rear suspension needs stiffer springs. The springs here are getting on the limits. Oh, no. Oh, no, not really. I mean, there's still room, but this here, this part here needs to go so that this doesn't hit it. Yeah, just that. Yeah, that and yeah, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, things need to be, tested here. But I think the car, once it's done, it's gonna look very good. You can already see hints of all of the lines that it's gonna get, and when we have here the rear quarter panel with the vents and everything, it's gonna be well, obviously Russia is not really popular these days because of what your country is doing, so but I'm not judging individual people, so anyway, we don't want a political discussion here. Yeah, war with Ukraine. We don't want a political discussion here. This is a non-political channel. We are talking cars. So if you want to discuss politics, don't do it here. Anyway, this is it for today. Next stream on Friday. And we are gonna start with, I guess, we should start slowly with the rear quarter panel. So we're gonna try to build something here, especially the NACA duct here. I mean, what we have here in the door, I definitely want to keep because the opening latch for the door is pretty good hidden in the duct, where it should be in the real car as well. And we need to see, it doesn't have to be too big, but something along these lines here. I don't know. And then we need to go back, and we need to see how to do the rear arch and the slopes. It's gonna be, it's gonna be pretty interesting. So thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, and I see you on Friday.